Que pasa?
What's up?
Que pasa, vatos?
We need equipment.
We're at the Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
And we're gonna make our video now because it's dark outside.
And we don't have any lighting.
No lighting. Yep. So we had a good question. We had 2 questions actually. We're gonna try to get them both, but definitely the one. Hold on, can I give a shout out to this one here? She don't even know I was gonna do this. She drove on Friday or Thursday. Friday. She drove.
Hold on, let me just hold it. How about that? Okay.
She drove my truck with a trailer on it, all by herself. Well, I was with her.
Yeah.
But
it was a huge deal.
Yep, crew cab truck with a 12-foot long trailer on the back.
Because I wanted to make sure I could get my cart to places if I needed to without him.
Her flower cart.
Yeah.
So, shout out to homegirl. So if you're an independent woman that can drive with a trailer, smash that like button.
That's right.
Right now. And if you can't drive with a trailer, tell your man you need to learn how. We're gonna fix this real quick.
We have a lot happening right here because we don't have a tripod, and so this is terrible.
All right, so here's our question with step parents. What do you do for parent-teacher conferences?
Yeah.
Maybe the kid was bad, maybe they're just struggling in school with the grades, but what do you do? So, I don't have to deal with that on my side.
No. Well, for us, we haven't really had to have too many things that we need to have conversations with teachers for with Zach. But 1000%, if we did, and when we have, Tom has been there. Because Tom is a part of his life, and he's part of the homework, and he's part of helping manage behavior, and he's part of all of that. So we for sure 100% agree that the step parent should be included.
Yeah, I also think you could run the risk of giving the wrong signal without the step parent being there. One could be either the step parent doesn't care as much, and again, this is about the kids, not about us. So you never want the child to feel like the step parent doesn't care. Another false thing you could be signal you could be sending is that child is allowed to get away with things with that particular parent instead of the other ones.
Yeah.
So 100% they need to be involved. We did talk about this though. The only time I think it would be appropriate to not be there is if during the meeting the child brought up issues he was having with his parents.
Yeah.
Like, well, if mom and dad, and then I would say maybe then it'd be appropriate for the step parent to step out and just let that child have the privacy needed to talk.
Yep,
so
I agree.
The other question that was asked, and it was hard to tell what was the context behind it, but it was what's in it for a stepdad anyways.
Yeah.
So we don't know if there's frustration or
what the story behind it was.
So I think if you are feeling like what's in it for you when it's not your biological child, like why try? I think the best way to look at it that way is you're giving that child a second perspective of way to do things. So he'll learn from his biological father or biological mother one way, and you're just adding a total different aspect to that. Not right or wrong, but it can actually be used to benefit the child because now he's seeing 2 different ways of learning things, doing things like that.
Or 3 different ways.
Other stuff, now, if that question was directed, like, that was his dad asking, he said, what's in it for stepdad? If it was because his wife wouldn't allow him to be heavily involved with the child, that could mean maybe, unfortunately, she doesn't have his trust yet, which if that's the case, he all shouldn't be married anyways.
Nope, exactly.
If it's that he feels like he has no control over the child, then that goes back to the mother. She needs to just reinforce 100%. That, hey, your stepfather loves you. He's in the picture. All right, guys, we apologize for that. We got crazy. My PO called. We ran out of storage.
Yes, and then we ran over to Starbucks to see our girl Ashley.
Yeah, look, this is a cup of just cold foam. Just some goodness.
They hook us up.
They do. They're good. So anyways, we were talking about the stepdad who felt well, it was hard to tell what he felt, but probably discouraged about the situation. So, but the biological parent just needs to reinforce that to the child, that you're there because you choose to be and you love that child. And
you are a part of the family.
Yep. And if it's an issue with the kid, then it's just parenting, man. Like, it sucks, but stages of life and all that. So,
for sure.
What else are we gonna talk about? Oh, let's talk about children. So we were at the Mexican restaurant, and our child, this is if any of y'all is struggling with like children that are just struggling. So he came home the other day. He said, "Mom and Dad, my friend's Mexican, and he speaks Chinese, and the way you pronounce that restaurant's wrong." And like, I just wanted to punch him in the chest and send him to his room. But it's like,
we were literally like,
dude, Mexicans don't speak Chinese.
You just said? Like, come on.
So, if your child has ever said something like that in the comments,
it is exhausting. We're exhausted about.
Just type bilingual in the comments. I don't even know how to spell that, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that. But I think that finishes it up.
Yeah.
I do have a question for the men out there, or the ladies actually. So my wife will look at me like I'm the strongest man in the world, like brave, strong.
Yes.
But then she'll try to pop a pimple on me that is so painful and make me feel like I'm the weakest individual.
Yeah, I'm like, suck it up, dude, you're tough.
So, I don't think it's fair.
Anyone else?
Yeah, let us know.
I'm obsessed with it.
But she looks at me, it's funny how it changes. Going from being like the hero to zero. So anyways, that's it. I don't know if we got sidetracked or not because the video was cut up.
But it's all good.
But that's it.
This is the chaos of life.
This is it.
Of our life.
So, alright, amigos.
Bye.
Bye.